Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and this is Outcast. Now any one of you who have been playing PC games for a few decades now will remember this game from 1999. It was remastered a few years back, but this here, Outcast Second Contact, is a complete remake of the game. Essentially it's the same game we all played back in 99, but it is here now with the modern graphics and a modern engine. Or at least that's the theory. You'll notice the animation here is pretty much as old as it ever was. So then, after an introduction that goes on far too long, it's a cutscene of around about 10 minutes. And I've actually had to skip that because, like I say, it does go on too long. You find yourself in the game, followed by another few minutes of chat before you're finally able to get on with the game. Now, I did have some controller input issues here as well that I've just had to correct. The character was walking all over the place on his own, and it turned out that was due to the rudder pedals I've got installed. For some reason, they were giving some input to the game. So essentially, you can play this with a mouse and keyboard, and you may feel it doesn't look quite up to modern standards, but believe me, this is a massive improvement over the original in 1999, and it's a nice improvement as well over the remastered edition that came out just a few years back. But the true test is going to be just how the game itself lives up to the test of time. And what have we got here? Some items. Have we? I don't know how we're going to... How do we pick these up? Oh, we just walk into these. Okay, fair enough. So like I say, it does go back to times of yore a little bit in terms of some of the game design here. It's not... Although it is remade, it's not a complete redesign, and you'll notice that a little bit flawed animations and things like that, where it really does show some of its age. So anyway, essentially the story is a sci-fi story. It's got some influence from Stargate, as you can see over here. You got these portholes that lead you to other dimensions, and now we are here in another world and another dimension. You do start off on Earth, and the military have some sort of experiment going on where they're experimenting with wormholes and other such things. And they cause themselves and the world a bit of a problem, and they enlist you to come and help. So, like I say, I've bypassed that cutscene, so we come straight here and look at the interesting stuff. And actually, I've got to say, this is quite a nice looking area. It's flawed, I believe, a little bit inside the rooms here. It doesn't look quite as good as I would hope. And that's in part because everything seems to feel a little bit oversized. Look at the doorways here. But outside it looks great, and that snow has a very natural fall to it. And you'll be glad to hear that the frame rate is very high as well. But like I say, we go here, leave through the porthole and find ourselves here on this other world. But now there's water there. We will drown if we fall in that. I think we can swim for a while. We'll have a bit of a look at the moment. Like I say, I don't remember the game too well. It's been quite a while since I actually played it. But yeah, you go through the porthole. You find yourself awake here in the bed. You don't know how you got to the bed, and you don't know where your team members are. There are 2 other team members, and the job now is to try and find them. So let's have a look then. The middle mouse button opens up our weapon panel. We've got a gun here, 90 bullets. Right click, let's just aim. Did for a second look like there's a bit of there's a little bit of auto lock on the auto targeting there. And you can see the bullets flying along. They used to look a lot slower back in the original version. Now always remember on the original version playing this in a resolution of, I think, 320 by 240, so a very, very low resolution by today's standards, but it was a graphically impressive game back then. I believe it ran on my my Nvidia, what were they called? The Nvidia River TNT. Yeah, I don't know how many of you remember that card, but quite a good card back in the time. And that was just before, I believe, the GeForce cards came out. In fact, I think the first GeForce cards might have even come out in 99 or thereabouts. So, what we're going to do is just run around this area here and see how we can interact with things. So used to pressing E to interact with everything. Space gives us the jump ability, of course. Right, so we don't need to actually interact too much with things. It'll automatically pick everything up, just as he did with the ammo clips. But we've got to walk into them. Now, one of the big things about Outcast when it was originally released is that every game was starting to move towards 3D and polygons. And this was actually moving away from that. Or actually didn't go that direction at all. The original Outcast used a very different graphical method. Instead, it used a graphical technique called voxel rendering, which at the time made this a very much a standout game. I think over there is what we want. Oh, we got a nice jump there.
Transmitter works. Slade to group. Slade to group. Is anyone reading me? Damn it, people, turn on your receivers.
Right, now I don't know how much fall damage would take if we get down there. The mouse seems quite sensitive. So yeah, like I say, on the original version I played this in a 320 by 240 resolution, and I was determined to try and get that resolution up to a much higher quality. That's 640, would you believe it? 640 by 480. And the computer I had at the time just wouldn't run it. I was playing it on an old CRT monitor, probably around 14 to 15 inches in size. But that was a reasonably good computer back then. So we got some water here. Can we dive? Yes, right mouse button to dive. So just having a bit of a look around before we continue onward. The oxygen isn't doing too well though, there is it. But I've always been a big fan of any sci-fi type game. This in some ways could be perhaps considered a precursor to Mass Effect and those types of games. Very different to what we ultimately ended up with, of course, but it was pretty revolutionary at the time and was quite undervalued. Right, we've got a scanner there with the tab key, which has now given us a bit of a map. And to be honest, I don't even know... Have a look. I don't know where I'm meant to be going. Let's see, we'll talk to some of the people around here, perhaps. Hello.
Me, buddy. Hi there.
Ah, you walk among us at last. The yachts be praised.
Thanks.
Would you like to know about the regions of Talanzar or Motazar?
Not really.
Pardon me, buddy. Hey there, how's it going?
Great, Urukai. You are better, I see.
You might have noticed the audio here. I don't know how much of you can hear it due to compression, but
I can try and give you some info about the Shamaz or the region of Shamazar if you would like.
the quality of the voice audio is actually quite low by today's standards. This is, of course, being directly lifted from the original game, which was on CD at the time, so a lot of things had to be compressed to fit onto the disc. I suspect there's someone around here that I'm actually meant to be talking to. Wherever they are. I think we need to talk to the son of the village's chief. Or maybe we need to talk to one of the elders. There's only so many people around here, though. Oh, Zokrim's son. I think that might be who we need to talk to.
Are you Jan?
He's not sure. Are you?
Yes, Ulukai.
He's ignoring me.
Feeling better.
Thanks. Your father said you could help me get the kinks out.
The what?
Forget it. I need to get some exercise. Can you help me out?
I can do that, Ulukai. There are 4 tests we do here to train other guardians. I can guide you through them if you would like.
I would.
Then you can choose from our tests of jumping, swimming, targeting, or sneaking.
Notepad accessed.
What about this targeting?
So essentially this is going to be a bit of a tutorial. We'll have a bit of a look at it, and then I might skip ahead so we can see you a little bit
Let's
further
try this
on.
jumping test.
You have finished that test, Ulukai. There is no need to repeat it.
Well, actually, that's just as well, isn't
Tell me
it?
about your test of swimming.
You have finished that test, Ulukai. There is no need to repeat it.
What is this sneaking test?
This is our most difficult test. Since my father orders that we follow the no-violence teachings of Khazar, we find that we are forced to try and sneak into places without the soldiers seeing us.
Nothing wrong with a little sneak and peek. Saves on ammo.
If you say, Ulukai, me, I want to fight. But my father forbids it, and so now we train how to retrieve objects without being spotted. Follow me and I will tell you the rules.
HKP-12 ammo located.
Right, I don't know why my ammo's laying around everywhere. I guess people have been playing with it. Either the village idiots, or just the people in general here. Now, I do remember that this particular test was a little bit frustrating. So we'll see how well I actually complete it this time. Where did he go? There he is. Using the wheel button there to try and accelerate up the... Well, not trying to accelerate up. Using the wheel button to try and zoom in a little bit on the character, but I guess that's something that hadn't been invented back in 1999. How do we put this gun away, though? None. Okay. Alright.
Yo, Shorty, how does this work?
Ulukai, you will now begin the most difficult of our tests. What we will do is have you stand in the area of the square. Once I say 1, 2, 3, you must begin to try and get the fruit I lay on the ground.
Sounds easy enough.
It will not be, Ulukai. If you leave the square before I count 3, I will start over. If I see you, I will tell you, and you will have to come to me to restart the test.
Let's go then.
Enter your square and we will begin. Wait for my count, please.
Notepad accessed.
Right, the most difficult challenge in the village is collecting fruit. Let's see.
1, 2, 3.
So sneaking doesn't seem to have a sneak key. Instead it relies on me moving around without being seen. Is there a duck key? Yep. Crouch is C. Got caught on the foliage back there. Oh, well, I sworn he would have seen me then. Surely.
You did it! I could not see you!
Okay. Well, that was either difficult originally because the controls were not as intuitive as they are now, or... well, who knows. But, yeah. Right. The result. We did it.
So, did I pass?
Yes, Ulukai. I have no doubts that you could pass our tests. It was my honor to help you get out of your kink. I hope now.
So here we are then, through the first porthole. And we've left the snowy village and found ourselves in a farmy region. Farming? Yeah, farming.
Metal detected.
So we got our onboard computer here. We can have a look what we got in our inventory. We got a bit of money. I'm not sure where that's come from. And here we are. Zokrim wants me to speak with his son, Yun, before he opens the Doka. The Doka was the portal we just went through. I've finished the tests. Speak to Jamar Zeb, which is what we've got to do next then. Oh no, we can drag left and right here. So, the Mon, I believe, is a sacred item that these guys want me to find. There's 5 of them. In return for me doing that, they'll try and help me find my team that I arrived here with. Talk to the recreators, convince region leaders to stop producing supplies, and find Shamaz, who knows about the Mon. Fair enough, let's have a bit of a look around then. You ever talk with this guy? No, let's not. Let's get going, see what we can find. Now, I know these sorts of creatures were not hostile, but I do believe we may find some soldiers around here at some point, and we're going to have to be a little bit careful with some of them because they're not particularly friendly. I'm not sure how the frame rate's coming along here. There seems to be a little bit glitchy, but talking of frame rates, let's have a look at the graphic settings quickly. It's currently on high. Let's hope we don't have to restart the game to increase there. I don't know, it's a huge amount of difference. It was very high actually, but it is what it is. Some frame rate stutter in. Squishy. I can't imagine that's too pleasant to walk through.
Warning. Low-level energy source detected.
Right, now that could mean potentially some soldiers. Let's be ready. We might get our first taste of combat on here. Yep. Oh. How many shots for you, guy? Wow, he needs a few bullets in him, doesn't he? And you can certainly see how much combat has changed over the past 2 decades when it comes to this type of game. Ouch. Okay. Plenty of goodies around here to pick up though. Have a look at our health. Took a bit of a hit there. Have any healing? Got some dynamite. Got some strange fruit. Which we can drop. And pick up again. Gemsav. That is... That's a crystal that lets us save a game. For some reason that's included actually in the in-game world. Right, can't see any healing packs or anything like that, so let's keep on moving for now. So over there you can see some additional portals, but they're probably heavily defended. There are a few other regions in this world. What was the key I used for scanning? It was tab, wasn't it? There we go, we've got a bit of a map up now. So there are a few other regions. Another one is the desert world. And those portals probably link us to the other locations, but probably a good idea to do our original task here to start with. See if we can shoot those guys from here. As you can imagine, back in 1999, the draw distance wasn't as good as this. You could probably see into about the midways of the water, unless I'm mistaken and I can't remember correctly. But this draw distance certainly makes it easier to kill these soldiers, to say the least. So it needs about one clip of, not to mention evade their fire. Plus everything is that much more precise now. There's a lot more pixels on the screen, which also has its effect. I guess in that regards we could say the game is showing its age, but it's still quite a compelling world, I think. Oh, a grenade. Now I know for sure that the environment over there, the area over there, was quite tough due to the number of soldiers over there. Is he dead? Nope. Here we go. Alright. There's quite a few bullets there though, I think. Depends how many I can actually find around here, I suppose. Oh, some more coming. I'll find myself out of bullets in a minute at this rate, aren't I? About 10 bullets roughly per kill by the looks of it. I guess he was calling for reinforcements. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Damn it!
Maybe I'll find another weapon around here if I'm lucky. Don't know why I can't... Oh! Don't know why I can't pick up their weapons. Let's have a look. 43% health. Oh, I didn't do too well there, did I? I might find myself in a bit of trouble in a minute. You may notice that some of the little UI elements here are not quite centered correctly. Right, we're going to make our way toward the central structure, perhaps. I'm hesitant because there's two more over that direction. Buildings of some type. And another village over there. There's a couple of villages around here. Let's see what we can find here. Perhaps we'll get something decent. Can we get in here? I really don't know how to interact with things. Well, we don't want to punch it, do we? Okay. I have a feeling I need to get into this building. Nope. Oh yeah, gonna give it a try. Why not? Let's shoot it. Yeah, I had a feeling that wouldn't work, but why not? Okay, so there's the central structure over that way. Do we want to go in that direction, or should we go toward one of the other villages over there? Look, I must be able to get into here somehow, surely. Perhaps one of these guys I shot had a key. Or perhaps I've got to find a key elsewhere. Question mark over that way, so let's go see what that's about. Something's going on over there. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's get out the water first before I start getting shot at. Oh, well done. Right, now I'm in trouble by the looks of it. Yeah, I shouldn't come over here, should I? Let's see if we can get away. Not without picking a few things up, of course. Ooh. So, I don't know what happens if I run out of ammo. Another building over there by the looks of it.
Son of a...
Oh dear, I'm gonna get eaten by the piranhas. No? Okay. But we're nearly out of health here. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to heal up, does it? Ah, we're down. Down and out. Wonder what try again means. Hopefully. Oh, from the recent autosave. Right. Okay. HKP 12 ammo located. That's what we want. Okay, let's see if there's any more up this way. Plenty, that's what we want, and I think I'm going to head off over to one of the corners of the map once I've got all of this. See if we can have a look at one of those other villages. Yeah, they're calling plenty of reinforcement. I'm up here. Okay, so that's the ammo replenished. Our little binoculars here. Not that they help much. I can see plenty well without them by the looks of it. Oh, they help a bit, perhaps. Okay, so let's get over to one of those villages and see what happens over there, I guess.
Stable organic energy detected.
As long as we can outrun the hostiles around here, that is. Right, perhaps we come back this way when we've improved our health status. Or perhaps when we've got an improved weapon. It says level 0 here for this particular weapon. So, I guess they can be upgraded. And I suspect there's other weapons around to pick up later on. A few, in fact. Right, so there's a key, but how do we get to it? How we got it? Right. So is that a random door key that just opens any locked door? Or is it specific to this place here? Right, there's the overseer.
Lift those rocks, hurry!
Oh look, there's more keys. Okay, let's see if this key actually works then. Backpack, door key, we got 2 of them. Oh, and it worked, perfect. And of course it consumes a key.
UCASH-1 ammo located.
Oh, so that's a different type of ammo, isn't it? For a different weapon? In addition to the one I've got? That's what I was hoping for. Right. Question is, do I shoot the pots here? Is there anything in them? There is something in them. Bag of something. Who knows what? Money, perhaps. Zorkin. Oh, there must be an easier way of smashing these pots. Let's try hitting them. Nope. We've got to consume ammo. That's unfortunate. But we got some back in return. Quite a bit, in fact. Right. So that's how we heal ourselves. We need a med kit. I think that's as good a place as any to do a save. So, plenty of things to be getting on with then. As I keep moving around and talking to various people here, I'm getting more and more missions and quests and other bits and bobs to get involved in. So, it should keep me busy. The environment's also pretty nice, so I guess that'll keep me exploring as well. Now, of course, the game is really showing its age. It's certainly very dated, but we have got some nice new graphics here. Not quite up to modern AAA standards, of course, but nonetheless, pretty nice. So I think I'm going to carry on with this a little bit later. I think we'll stop right here. And perhaps, if people are interested enough, I'll pick up with it a bit later on at another time. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.